Antonio Brown officially joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today for their very first practice with each other. And there's been a lot of reports coming out about Antonio Brown, and a lot of them are remarkable. So before we get to the content, guys, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on my notifications to help the channel grow. And check out my gaming channel, Flight Mike TV, and my basketball channel, The Flight Mike. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. All of those are in the description down below. Now that we got all of that out of the way, break!
Well, I always try to have bring a positive impact to our locker room. And I had so many guys that I looked up to when I was a player. And when you start in the NFL, I started on a team with a lot of great veteran leaders and guys that really took me under their wing. Willie McGinnis, Teddy Bruschi, Troy Brown, Drew Bledsoe, just exceptional players, but great guys. And then over the years, when you transition from a younger player to an older player, you really want to see guys succeed and you want to see guys do well. And it's always about maximizing your potential. And I had a lot of people support me over the years, realizing that I was far from where I needed to be. And they would guide me to and provide me with the help that I needed as a player to reach my potential. And I think that's, how you impact people. And I think we talk about that a lot as professional athletes. How you impact people on the field is one thing, how you impact people off the field is another. So whether that's teammates that you can impact or people in the community that you can impact, I think all those things are important. And you just try your best every day, realizing that, so a lot of people weren't born with the same advantages that I've had growing up. They weren't born with the same background or support systems that I had. And I think when you recognize that and you bring that to relationships, all you can do is the best you can do. And, for me, I think that's something that I really enjoy still about playing football, is that I have probably more perspective than just about every player in the league right now, based on my years of experience and what I've seen. And I want to see other guys succeed. And I think a lot of joy in my experience comes from seeing other people be their best and seeing people succeed in ways that can set their family up. And I think that's a really important aspect of football for me.
Yeah, Antonio, can you talk about your relationship with Tom? Obviously, you've made a debut for a team on a very short week of practice with him before and had success there, and what that relationship is like and how much studying you've been able to do, especially time off the field, staying at his place.
Tom is my boy, one of the greatest leaders to be around. He's encouraging, always inspiring. He brings out the best of the people around him. He wants the best for everyone around him. He's the greatest quarterback all time. Nothing he have done in the past matter. He always getting better day in and day out. And I just learned a lot from him. How he trains, how he take care of himself professionally, his discipline, his work ethic, his approach. He's been a great guy in my corner and one of my close friends. I'm excited to learn and be around the guys and, motivate the guys and learn from the guys and put my hand in the pile and hopefully help be the reason we win. So I'm just super grateful for this opportunity. Excited to be around the guys and everyone here. And I'm excited to fit in here and do what's best for us to win, whatever.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So the very first bit of information we got in regards to Antonio Brown was that series of interviews that you saw that had mainly to do with Antonio Brown. But there were a bunch of other things that we heard, and a lot of this is coming out of Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio, and the main headline has to do with how shocked the Buccaneers were by Antonio Brown's physical condition. You see, Antonio Brown wasn't just sitting on his butt, laying on the couch, eating cheese puffs all day while he was suspended. The man is in absolutely phenomenal shape. And we also have some footage. It's really grainy footage, but still, regardless, footage of his very first practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, his teammates had great things to say about him during his first practice. You heard Tom Brady go out to bat for him. And this relationship is actually so intimate that Antonio Brown has actually been staying at Tom Brady's house. So it should be very interesting to see what Tom Brady and Antonio Brown are going to do, because the circumstances this time around are significantly different than Antonio Brown's tenure with the New England Patriots. Because when AB went to the New England Patriots, he was seen as probably the only weapon in that entire offense. Sans Julian Edelman, and Rob Gronkowski was retired last year, so he wasn't around. He was literally the focal point of that offense for about a week or two. Tom Brady was targeting him a ton in that game. But this time, Antonio Brown is in a significantly different situation. You see, Antonio Brown joins a wide receiver core that, and I'm going to try to do this off the top of my head, and if I could get it all down, then props to me, that features Rob Gronkowski, a former first-round pick in O.J. Howard when he's healthy, a very good receiving tight end in Cameron Brate, and that's only the tight end so far, Chris Godwin, who was a 1,000-yard receiver last year, and Mike Evans, who is a vertical threat himself and a great red zone threat as well. And now you have Antonio Brown, who I don't know if he's going to be your wide receiver 1, 2, or 3. This guy could be operating in the slot for all you know. And then that's before we get to the running backs, Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, and the pretty stout offensive line. Now, the only thing that I believe can hold Antonio Brown back is his fundamental understanding of Bruce Arians' extremely complicated offense. But I'm expecting this offense to resemble the greatest show on turf. I'm expecting to see some great highlight-worthy plays, and I'm expecting to see Tom Brady push for that MVP vote this year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are officially my favorite team coming out of the NFC, and the only final piece of info I have to give you guys on Antonio Brown is we got word about Antonio Brown's snap count yesterday, and Bruce Arians was super vague, as he should be, because that's what a good tactician does. When Bruce Arians was asked how many plays and how many snaps Antonio Brown could play, Arians came out and said Antonio Brown could play 10 plays, he could play 35 plays, but he's probably not going to play 60 plays, but we'll just see how it goes. Either way, it's always exciting to see a future Hall of Famer and one of the greatest wide receivers of our generation return to the NFL after a very rough and bumpy 1 year. It's even more exciting to see said wide receiver team up with arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, comment down below, hit me with a Mike Mafia so I know you guys made it to the end of the video, and let me know what you guys are predicting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win-loss record to be this year. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.